You may know who Shelby Sapp is, a sales trainer, influencer, YouTuber, engaged to Alex Eubank, whatever it is. But what you might not know is she profits over $5 million every single month by selling an online course. And I know that sounds crazy, but in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how she's able to do this, step by step, breaking down her funnel. So without wasting too much of your time, let's get right into it. So the funnel breakdown, we're going to start at her YouTube channel where she posts long form content. And on her YouTube channel, she'll post videos about sales and about her experience as a woman in sales slash being a sales trainer. And in the description of her YouTube, as well as the description of each of her videos, she has a little bit about herself, as well as two links that she's directing all of her audience to. And she makes call to actions in each one of her videos to go to these links. And we have her Instagram as well as a free sales masterclass. So she's directing everybody to these two links. So we're going to branch off here in the funnel. So this is the free sales masterclass she directs everybody towards. But before we get into that and what that looks like, we're going to go Instagram. So if you go from her YouTube to her Instagram, it's going to look like this. Number one female sales trainer, her sales academy, as well as the same link to go to the free sales webinar. But let's say that you don't click this link and you go to her She Sells Academy. Once again, we have this same link that she's directing traffic to, as well as a DM me sales to become a certified closer. And if you DM her sales, she's going to send you a message, an automated message, basically inviting you to, guess what? This webinar, this free sales class right here. And every piece of content she posts and every story sequence that she's posting, she's directing everybody towards this one link, which is her free sales class. So you can go straight from her YouTube, or you could go to her Instagram. You could go straight from her Instagram, or you could go to her secondary Instagram, the She Sells Academy, and you could go straight there, or you could do one step further and DM and then get directed straight back here. But the important thing is, with this funnel is that we're going back to the same place. We're directing traffic towards this one sales masterclass. So you land on this landing page, you have this header right here, free live masterclass that's creating financial freedom for women. And you have the time and you have a button to save my free spot. Once you click that button, a lead form is going to pop up where you can actually register your spot. So what you're going to, now what everyone's going to be doing is putting their first name, their email address, and their phone number and clicking to sign up. And now she's captured all this information. She has your name, she has your email address, and your phone number. So she can contact you over SMS and email. So you've signed up, and now you're taken to a confirmation page. And she has a little video here that basically keeps them engaged and outlines their future transformation. So if they go to this free sales class and they join her academy, what is their life going to look like? What is their transformation going to look like? Going from a woman who's working a 9 to 5 to a woman who's closing 6 figures a month on an online offer. And this is a very short video, a minute and 30 seconds. And next she's going to ask you to check your inbox because that's where she's going to send the information about the actual meeting. But she's also going to be sending you a confirmation text. And it's going to look like, OMFG girl, you're in. Congratulations on securing your spot for the masterclass. I'll text you with your unique link to join when you get closer to the event. And the email looks basically the exact same. And as you'll notice with this kind of rhetoric, this diction, is that she knows her audience. And that's very important. She's capitalizing on the fact that she knows you're a girl. There's no guys doing this. The academy is called She Sells. Everyone who's going to this masterclass is a woman, and she knows this. So she's able to create this sort of personal rapport by including this type of diction. And this text is meant to seem like she's personally sending it, even though she's not. There's thousands of people signing up every single day. This is completely automated. She's not sending it. Now, as it gets closer, we're going to get reminders and the link to actually join the webinar, the free sales class. So today is the day. We get started at 8 p.m. East, reminding of the time. Here's the link to join. It's the same exact thing in email reminders. We're just increasing show up rate. We're outlining expectations to when to get there, and we're creating a little bit of hype, right? We're 4 hours away, ladies, all caps as well as exclamation mark. Are you ready? She's kind of creating that hype. People are actually excited to show up. And don't forget, and she's spamming the links so that they have the actual address to click and join the call when it's ready. And say, now she's going to send these reminders up until the last minute. And once everybody's in the live webinar, it's basically a one-to-many sales call, right? She's going to structure it. She's going to reveal the secrets to becoming a successful online closer as a woman. She's going to show you the transformations of some of her other students who went from working a 9 to 5 to making 6 figures a month as an online closer. It basically works as a sales call, except you're not talking to one other person, you're talking to thousands. So she's going to reveal the secrets. She's going to go through her script. It's going to take 40 minutes, and at the end, she's going to include a Q&A, except these questions are all pre-made. You can ask your questions in the chat, but they're not going to get answered. These are all pre-made questions that are specifically designed to crush any preconceived doubts you might have about joining the program. For example, will I be able to manage this while working a 9 to 5, while having children? And she'll answer those questions and simultaneously crush the collective doubts of everybody in the sales call. And this is extremely important because after the Q&A, after she's crushed these doubts, she's going to go to her sales stack where she's going to say, this is what you get when you join the She Sales Academy. Because you guys showed up and watched this whole video, it's going to be 60% off just for the first 20 people that sign up. She's going to go over this transformation again, going from 0 to 5-6 figures a month as an online closer, etc. She's just really going to be selling it. Now, after this stack is done, she's not going to send a payment link. She's not trying to sell you right on this call. And this is one of the reasons why her funnel works so well and she's able to make so much money. Because sure, there are going to be a handful of people who are ready to fork over $4,000-$5,000 right then and there after this live call, but most people are not. And that's why instead of sending you to a payment link, she's going to be sending you to an application. So I'm not asking you guys to buy right now, but if you want to apply for the She Sells Academy, then here's the application. And the first 20 people who apply are going to get 50% off, whatever it is. And you're going to basically now fill out an application. And it's once again going to go over your contact info. You're going to answer questions based on your current state. So how much money are you making now? Are you satisfied? How many hours a day are you working? Do you go to college, etc.? Figuring out that current state. It's going to ask you your future goals. How much do you want to be making as an online closer? What kind of offer do you want to be on? Do you want to quit your 9 to 5? What are your goals? And additionally, what are the roadblocks that have held you back from hitting those goals? Why aren't you making 6 figures a month online already? What has prevented you? Now they're going to ask the desire to actually get to that goals. Are you willing to put in the work needed to overcome these roadblocks and hit your goal of making 6 figures a month as an online closer? And you'll see with just these 5 things right here, Shelby and her team now know exactly who you are, where you're at in life, what your goals are, why haven't you hit those goals, and do you actually have any desire to hit those goals? And so now they have all the information they need to close you. And now the most important part is the financial qualifying question. This is going to tell her team. And so if they have enough money after filling out this application, what's going to happen is a setter will call up the lead over the phone continuously until they actually pick up and engage in a conversation. So they could be calling them twice a day for an entire week. That setter is going to go through and run through a 10 to 15 minute script, such as the one I have here. Or once again, they're going to be digging into their current state, their desired state, their pain points, and once again, financially qualifying that lead. So, hey, you said you had $2,000 ready to invest. Is that true? Boom. If it all looks good and they're financially qualified, this setter is now going to manually book them on a sales call with a closer. So the setter will propose to get them on a call to help solve these problems and reach their desired state. Hey, would you find it beneficial if I set you up on a call with Shelby's right-hand girl and she goes over with you how to solve these problems you're going through and reach that state of making 6 figures a month as an online closer? So you'll see that only now the call is booked. There's multiple steps between the end of the live webinar to when the call is actually booked. So now all these leads coming through are going to be double qualified. They filled out an application as well as were qualified on a 10 to 15-minute phone call. And so now the call is booked and they're going to get more text and email reminders similar to the ones that were from the live sales call saying, hey, your call with so-and-so is in 24 hours. Here's a link that you're going to join when it's ready. 12 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Hopefully they show up to the call. Now, on the sales call, it's going to be a 30 to 60-minute sales call over Zoom or Google Meet with a closer, once again, not Shelby, where they run through the script, basically go through this entire sales process again, handle any objections, and close them for multiple 4 figures to join the She Sales Academy. And through that, she's able to make $5 million per month. But we're not done. I'm going to break it down and tell you why this works so well and what you can learn from it to implement into your own offer. So the first important thing is that she directs all of her traffic towards one thing. There's a lot of creators and coaches online that will have a YouTube, an Instagram, a Twitter, and they'll be directing all their traffic towards multiple different sales assets. So there might be a live call like this, there might be straight to an application, and it all becomes very complicated and hard to track. What Shelby does is that no matter where you come from, even if you go to her Instagram, even if you go to other Instagram, even if you DM, you're directed towards this one sales asset. And so she's able to put all of her focus in towards this one thing. And because of that, it's so much more high quality. And secondly, instead of selling on her webinar, she has them fill an application and go through a setting process before they get on a sales call. And sure, this adds more work, and now you need to hire setters and build out this application, but close rates are going to skyrocket significantly because of 2 reasons. Number one, not everyone is ready to book a call or pay $3,000 to $5,000 right after a webinar, even if they found it interesting and they think that they want this product. Simply, most people are not going to fork over their credit card after a webinar. So that's why she directs everyone towards an application, and then once again to be dialed by a setter and qualified, and then finally onto a sales call where they're going to be closed one-on-one. And the reason why the close rate is going to be so much higher is not only because she's getting more leads to get onto the sales call, opposed to if she was booking them straight from the webinar, but now they've been qualified twice. So she's not going to get any leads on these sales calls who are broke, not actually wanting the product, or just all around not qualified, because they would have been qualified, number one, by the application, but number two, by the setter who called them up. So not only is she getting more leads, she's getting more quality leads. However, those are some things that her funnel does extremely well, but I do have a few critiques on how I would improve her funnel myself. So my main concern is with her pre-call flow. She's only sending out automated reminders over text and email. Now, I also used to do this within my offers until I realized there's a much better method that will not only increase show up rate, but increase the lead's trust in you before they show up onto a call or onto a webinar. And that is through pre-call assets such as case studies, testimonials, or even video podcasts to warm the leads up before they even get on the webinar or the sales call. So in Shelby Sapp's case, she could send a link to watch her podcast with Jay Shetty. And now, if she sends this in the text messages, for example, saying, hey, I want you to watch this podcast before our live training. Here's the link. Now they're going to go through and the leads are going to watch an hour and a half podcast with Shelby going over her philosophy, results she's gotten, the transformation she takes other women on, and just all around more information about her and her life. And what this does is it builds 3 things. It builds trust, it builds credibility, and it builds authority. And these 3 things are all essential when selling a high ticket product to your audience. So now they're going to show up on the webinar or on the sales call after watching an hour and a half podcast or maybe a case study or testimonials meant to nurture and build trust so that when they actually get to this webinar or sales calls, they're ready to buy and they don't have any doubts and are certain that this product will actually work for them. So as good as Shelby's funnel is, I would add in pre-call assets to increase show up rates along with close rates. And I actually have an entire video on why pre-call assets are so good and how you can restructure your entire pre-call flow around them to increase show up rates and close rates. So if you're interested in that, just go check that out on my YouTube channel. It should be a few videos behind this one. But other than that, it's really not that complicated. It's an extremely simple funnel that's able to withstand quantity while ensuring for quality leads as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you are interested in getting this full mural board so you can look through it, then go ahead and go to my Instagram. It's in the description of this video. The @ is right here, and just DM me the word asset, and I'll send over this mural board as well as all the other ones from my YouTube videos. And if you are an online creator, coach, or consultant, and you already have an info offer or coaching offer doing 5, 10, 50, $100,000 a month, and you want to scale, or you don't have an offer yet, but you are a professional in your niche and you want to launch an offer, I want you to go to this link in the description and watch this video that I made for you. I'm offering to analyze and reposition your offer to make it irresistible, create you a content framework that attracts quality leads, then build you out an optimal sales flow to convert these leads into high ticket clients while I take care of everything both on the back end and the front end, and then systemize your fulfillment to provide quality results while saving you time. So if you are interested in scaling your info offer or launching one, then I do implore you to go to this link and watch the video I made for you. But other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. If you're interested in scaling or building an online coaching business, then check out the rest of the videos on my YouTube channel as they're all related to that. And see you guys in the next one.